Hello there and welcome to AM Prime on WESN Content Capital. I'm Keaton Shaw. Thank you very much for joining me this morning. We're doing things a bit differently here on AM Prime. This morning we're putting aside all the serious and sometimes heartbreaking interviews to actually focus more so on the positives. And we're focusing on our artisans here in TNT, entrepreneurs and their crafts. In fact, this is something I've been wanting to do for about a year now, and I'm glad that we are kickstarting it. As my first guest this morning, now if you've been to the Roots Yard night market, if you've been to Bits and Pieces, for example, that's just one market that they have, I think, throughout the year, but people know it mostly for Christmas. And then most recently at the Trade and Investment Convention, well, ladies and gentlemen, you would have seen Bamboo Bash TT. They make lamps out of calabash and bamboo, and it's mesmerizing. I really can't describe it, how beautiful it is. And when I was told that this was locally produced, locally made, I was in awe. It made it even more special for me. So this morning, I welcome to the program the founder of Bamboo Bash TT, Ms. Chrislyn Ramirez, and she's with me in studio. Good morning, Ms. Ramirez.
Good day. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I am excellent.
Welcome to AM Prime.
Thank you.
I'm going to start with these absolutely beautiful pieces of these from Bamboo Bash TT, of these calabash lamps.
Right.
I am curious to know how you even got into this, how you even decided, you know what, I can make a lamp out of this.
Well, first off, I'm not going to take all the credit, right? It is actually a family project. It's my husband and my son as well. I am the designer, I would like to say, behind the lamps. But they are the ones who actually do all the cutting, since I like my fingers. Yes. And we have actually had accidents in the past.
Really?
Where, yes, body parts almost, were no longer attached. So that even made me more so just continue behind the scenes designing the lamps and just approving the product prior to the finishing touches of it. Yeah. So yeah. So
How do you even decide on a design though?
Okay, so this may not make sense to you, but it literally comes to me. I would like to call it divine intervention. So it's like divination.
Divine inspiration.
Divine inspiration, yes. So it literally comes to me. Yeah, so I don't know. I just see it before it's actually manifested into being.
But the thing is, you focus a lot on calabash pieces.
Calabash, bamboo, coconut, conch shells.
Conch shells as well?
Yes.
That one I haven't seen.
Yes, you would not, because that is actually one of our fast sellers.
Wow.
Yeah, so it goes really fast because it's slightly difficult to work with, because depending on how you try to carve into it, you could actually shatter the whole shell. Yeah, and then you have to start all over again.
So your husband and son, usually what materials are they utilizing in cutting or shaping, the designs on? So
we have different tools, but namely the Dremel, which is one of the main tools that we actually use to actually etch out the bamboo and the calabash. Yeah, but then we actually sketch on the materials first as well. Yeah, so it's a process. And then we have to treat it first, because as you know, it's biodegradable. So it could literally fall apart, dust. So it has to be treated. It has to do also with the time of the moon that you're actually cutting the bamboo.
Really?
Has a lot to do with it as well.
I did not know that.
If you cut it at a certain time, you could treat that all how you want. It's not going to hold up.
Because of the moon?
Because of the beautiful moon, yes.
Oh, wow.
So how integral it is.
Indeed. This is something, I've seen it at a few local markets, artisan markets.
Correct.
And I was absolutely amazed. But the thing is, is this something, you said that the conch shells, for example, seem to be a bestseller. Do you see your buyers being more locals? Do you see it a mix of international and local? Mixed.
I would have to say 50-50. Yeah, because we sell a lot to the international market as well, where we even do export of the lamps. Yeah, because it is something so different and so unique. So I had somebody ask me, what do you gift somebody who could gift literally, everything to themselves? So it's good for persons like that who are having difficulty in gifting something. You could gift them a gift of a bamboo or calabash lamp. And it's all natural, it's all local, a lot of love and passion does go into it.
The thing is, I was just wondering, who took a look at the calabash and said, I'm going to do this?
The good thing, if you went through the page by chance, we actually do a lot of, because we could customize the lamps in such a way that we could put your logo on the lamp. Yeah, so in the near future, I guess we'll be seeing one of them with WESN on it. Yes?
Most probably. I will definitely advocate him. Have you been able to turn this into a full-time business?
Right, so right now we assist in where you could actually find our lamps on display. We assist in managing a storefront on Cipriani Boulevard, just opposite Jenny's on the Boulevard. It's very easy to find, very accessible. Yes, we do have parking, right? If you're aware of Think Artwork TT, we're on the ground floor to Think Artwork TT, as well as there's a music studio. So I call it the artistic building. Because there's a music studio upstairs, then there's Think Artwork TT, then there's Synchronology, which is the name of the store that we actually have a lot of pieces featured in. And the wonderful thing about this glorious store is it features over 49 different local brands.
49?
49 and counting.
Wow. What are some of those pieces of those 49 artists?
So the persons who spearheaded this, they wanted to ensure that the store was made in a type of way exclusive. So we guarantee the customers that no one item duplicates another. So for example, when you're going to the store, you're going to find soaps. So you're going to find one type of soap, yeah, which is from Rodco. Then you're going to find one type of lamps, which is from Bamboo Bash TT. Then you're going to find jewelry, but different types of jewelry, a wide range of jewelry, not the same thing, because then it's not going to be fun. So, and then you have to cater. We have sandals, leather sandals, and all these wonderful things in the store. We could dress you as well, where we have another entrepreneur, she does hand-painted clothing. We have robes, satin robes recently came in the mix. So, we could do a his and hers, satin robes.
Is it locally crafted?
Locally crafted. We also have bottle lamps, liquor bottle lamps. So, sometimes somebody gifts you a liquor bottle. Of course, you still have the liquor in it. And then you're like, I don't want to dispose of the bottle. I love this bottle. Could be converted by one of the entrepreneurs within the space, liquor lamp. Yeah? And you have your dung lighter or a sanitizer dispenser.
That's incredible.
It is incredible.
It shows the talent that we have. The talent that we have. How do we get to push this even further? Because I'll be honest with you, Cipriani Boulevard is right around the corner from our studio.
Right.
I didn't even know this existed.
Right. So these are one of the ways, being just here, being invited here today, very thankful for this. And I just think that the government of TNT should get more involved, because I believe they are involved, but they should get more involved in promoting and pushing local. For example, I saw the opportunities that were and is available to us through TIC when I, got to partake in that this year, that a lot of big companies, because we do a lot of customizations, engraving at the store, so persons were happy to see that, hey, I could get this locally done, and within 2 days, so if you have to put through a rushed order, we could accommodate you. But it just has to be pushed a bit more by the persons who actually are, in authority and have the positioning to do so. That's it, because there are a lot of us.
Was TIC in any way directly beneficial to Bamboo Bash TT?
Yes, it was, in the sense, just like last year, and again, thanking Ministry of Sport and Community Development and Export Centers Company Limited. We got a lot of feedback from persons who, again, as you said, weren't too familiar with us. They are always always amazed when we tell them it's made out of calabash and bamboo, and it is indeed local, so we even had to start doing videos showing persons, we're making it right here. And the feedback has been great in the sense that for gifts, persons just love it, because again, as I keep on saying, it's something different.
It is something different, yeah. I think we've got some photos actually to show the viewers. Seeing it on television, seeing it through photos is one thing. You need to experience it in person, because how long does it take to actually craft one of these pieces?
It depends on the design, yeah. But because we normally stock up on bamboo and calabash, so it's already there just waiting to be created, you know, into something, a magnificent piece of art. I would say sometimes 3 days, depending on the design, or sometimes it could take a month.
Really?
Again, depending on the design, yes. Because we are, I would say we are perfectionists to an extent, and so you want your baby to come out, you know, a particular way. So sometimes a month.
But the thing is, have you ever found yourself in a position where, oh, I think I've made a mistake, I need to start over?
Yes, and we had to dispose of it. Yes, yes.
Wow.
Yes, yes.
Sounds like a lot of experience.
Even in transporting. Even in
Yeah, I would
transporting
imagine
it,
so.
because we have a few lambs, such as the bamboo, that we actually bend the bamboo. So that those people more in particular, they're like, no, that's not, no way. Because they always look for it in its most natural state, which is more cylindrical. Mm-hmm. So when they see all these different cuts, you know, on this winding, like a, you know, winding staircase, they are like, you need to touch it. I need to focus. I need to come closer just to ensure this is actually bamboo. You know, and sometimes in transporting it, it breaks.
Wow.
Yeah, and there's no way of saving it. It's broken.
Well, a couple of things I learned this morning. The other thing that's still on my mind is the fact that the moon actually affects when you can cut the bamboo.
Yes.
But I think earlier in the conversation, you mentioned who actually comprises of your team. It's yourself,
Right.
and your husband and your son.
And my son.
And they are the craftsmen in this entire
Yes,
thing.
my husband does more of the heavy lifting. He actually got damaged, yeah, working on one of the pieces where during COVID, where he had to be he was out of it for like about 6 months.
Wow.
You know, and gradually had to come back into the point where we just stopped using that particular tool. Yeah, because he literally damaged himself really bad. Yeah. So another thing I would like to say to persons of Trinidad and Tobago, as well as, you know, internationals, a lot of passion and love, at least for most of us entrepreneurs, goes into our work. You know, and a lot of times I think people just need to be sensitized to the troubleshooting and all these different things that, you know, are involved. Because I know that they are not aware. So then sometimes, you know, it's okay, you come, you ask for a discount. But sometimes I just have to sensitize persons to the fact that the products aren't China made. Yeah, it's not mass produced like that. You know, and each piece is unique. You know, and it's crafted by hand. You know, it takes a lot of time at times, but I mostly say the love and the passion that goes into making and creating each piece just for you. Yeah, it's a vibe.
Well, taking a look at the pieces on the screen right now, it's not just lamps that you guys craft.
Correct. So the plates you actually see are brass. And those were singing bowls that were imported, and they got damaged, and so we upcycled it. Oh. So those are the base of those singing bowls. Yeah.
Singing plates or humming plates.
Yeah. So those are the base of them.
And what about the parrotfish?
So those are locally done by us as well. Those are made out of copper, and we sped up the process of oxidization on those, which gives it that beautiful finish. Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh, and what is that? Is that local jewelry as well?
Local jewelry as well, made out of leather, conch shells, beads, you know, and again, we just take them and create them.
I like the little ticky.
Yes, well, he left us a while now.
Really? Yeah, he looks like, yeah.
He left us a while. A daughter bought that for her dad for Father's Day. Yeah, it was her Father's Day or her birthday, and yeah, she just fell in love with that. That one actually went at Roots Yard.
And these are the lamps?
There was a few of the lamps, most which we no longer have. I don't see any actually that we have right now in store. But we do have new pieces, yeah, because it's ever evolving.
No, I have to tell you that I've seen a lot. I've visited your booth many times. But it's the calabash lamps that really have have me like in absolute.
right.
Oh, yeah, they're absolutely beautiful. So tell us more. We can get more information about Bamboo Bash Tea2. Even get in contact with Bamboo Bash Tea2.
Right, so you could check us obviously on Facebook, right, under Bamboo Bash TT. You could get us on Instagram. As I said, you can visit our storefront on 11 Cipriani Boulevard, Port of Spain, just opposite Jenny's on the Boulevard. Yeah, and we're still doing our pop-ups because we find that as an excellent source of marketing. You know, keeping ourselves out there, making ourselves relevant, just being in people's faces.
No, kudos to those who put these pop-ups together.
Yes, indeed.
Because sometimes when you're in a position where I don't know what to get anyone, whether it be for Christmas or you go there and you find, I end up buying stuff mostly for me, but you know, I think it's quite fantastic just to see how people have put their local talent and created products. And I love to see when people out there supporting it.
Yes,
so kudos to these local pop-ups.
Part, to see when someone loves your products more than you. And they literally just, I have to have this piece, you know, and they tell you that I must have this piece.
So the next step is advocating to get that WESN lamp.
Of course, it's already in the making, and I would just like to add, the name of the store is Synchronology. Yeah, so they're not going to see Bamboo Bash. They're going to see Synchronology because, as I said, there's 49 local entrepreneurs, their brands within that beautiful space.
I'll be popping in very soon.
I know you will. It's already manifesting. It's already there. It's already there. Yes.
Apart from the moon, the power of the moon manifestation, the power of the universe, you're really into that. Mr. Ramirez, thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Too. It was a pleasure.
Not only do I enjoy the products, I appreciate the energy as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, good way to start the day, right?
I haven't been told that too many times.
No. Good way to start the day. Good way to start the day. Thank you very much and all the very best.
Thank you.
And
You're
to
welcome.
your husband and son team as well.
Indeed.
Who put in a lot of work for this. Hard efforts.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, go check out Bamboo Bash TT on social media, Facebook or Instagram, or you can check out Synchronology on Cipriani Boulevard. I know I'll be doing that very soon. Don't wait for the pop-up markets, although when they do pop up, I hope to see you there. Ladies and gentlemen, we take a break on AM Prime. We will return soon.
FanZone, your reliable, authentic supplier, has just gotten better. You can now visit our website www.fanzonett.com for your authentic wear and collectibles. The only place where you can use both your Visa debit and credit cards. Visit our website fanzonett.com to make your purchase today.
Every word, every line, every paragraph depicts a real moment in someone's life. A father, a sister, a mother, a brother. We at Newsday are dedicated to you, the people, and through independent, unwavering journalism, strive to always bring your stories to life. Because your stories are more than just words. Newsday, independent and credible.
The home of Caribbean content is growing, and we welcome you to be a part of the #1 platform for young personalities who are driven to make a positive impact in society. As we continue to reach every corner of Trinidad and Tobago through our daily broadcasts, our social media pages, or through our 75+ digital billboards across the nation, contact us to learn about our competitive rates via marketing at wesncc.com or call us at 628-5835. WESN Content Capital, television with a difference.
Join me, Dr. Nalini Kokram, on What's Up Doc, where we discuss all your burning questions concerning health.
Trinidad and Tobago is among one of the highest risk group of patients that develop this form of genetic breast cancer.
What I'd like to take home from a short interview like this, screening. You must screen.
Because it's silent.
It's silent.
Yeah.
And because it's silent, you don't know it's there.
What's Up Doc, every Tuesday and Thursday on WESN Content Capital.
Coming soon to WESN.
Pastor J, I want to get a tattoo.
You really
respond to me. Respond to me
you?
how you would respond to me.
The first question I'll ask is why.
Controversial taboo topics.
We get so consumed by church, we forget that we have to live the life of being a Christian outside of the Sunday.
Like you say,
services.
we think going to a service makes us a Christian.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right. So we are about to hear the second time Pastor J wanted to take a tattoo.
Would have been late last year and early this year.
Oh gosh.
Hope Unfiltered podcast with Pastor J and Ren. Coming soon to WESN.
This is Face of Sports, WESN Content Capital. How you felt about the kiss on the lip?
That's the business. I'm nothing to do with that.
I find that was distasteful.
The national senior team, whether you like it or not, that is the model for all other teams to follow.
I'm assuming that the regional requirement may be a much stricter requirement.
This is not about Pro League and Super League. This is a league run by the Normalization Committee that I'm responsible for.
Nobody expected FIFA to fund this arrangement.
If we don't get a professional attitude towards this, we are doomed for failure.
You break the balance, trip the leg, control the body.
They ain't gonna stand put forever.
Why you want the Chiefs to lose so? Why you want the Chiefs to lose so?
They already have two. Lamar
Why? You're jealous because you know the Chiefs getting closer to the Patriots. Let's go to the last part.
No,
let's go to the last part.
Welcome back to the program, ladies and gentlemen. Continuing totally local on AM Prime this morning. Thank you very much once more to Bmobile TC for joining us. We're moving forward. We're focusing on a locally crafted game. Now, the majority of local games on the market, and by the way, well done to everyone who's put their noggins together to create these games, it really focuses a lot more on drinking and party games. What happens when the alcohol is done? Well, you know what most people do when the alcohol is done. So two people actually came together and realized, hold up, the fun shouldn't stop there. So let's create a game for the after party, you know, when the real party begins. This morning, I'm pleased to welcome the founders of What We Go Do. I really wonder what we go do after we drink one. Please welcome, I'm cracking up because I know exactly what this interview is about. So please welcome Sean Mohan, he's to my extreme right on the screen, and of course, Miss Crystal Regis. Good morning, welcome to the program.
Good morning.
Thank you both for joining me on AM Prime this morning. What we gonna do about this interview, boy? Because I tell you what, my production assistant for AM Prime, WSN's production assistant, Naomi McNish, who actually recent news, we were discussing it yesterday, this particular interview. So, you sure you want to do this at 6:30 in the morning? And I said, why not? Why not? So, Ms. Regis, let's start with you. Ladies first. We will give ladies first, of course. Tell us about the actual game, what we go do.
So the actual gameplay, you're playing for points. What we wanted to do was give persons the opportunity to come up with their own rewards or consequences for not winning. So that's how it begins. We have the group, or if you're playing with your partner, say you want him or her to do something, so you're like, you know what, if I win this game, this is what we're gonna do. So that's the first premise of it.
What we go do.
What we go do. So you pull a card. If you do the prompt on the card, you keep the card so you could tally your points after. If not, you pull a penalty. Word to the wise, do your prompt because the penalties are very wild. The penalties are wild.
Are we allowed to say what, like, do we have like a boiled down version of a penalty?
Well, I have 3 cards here. For each of us, no. Like I have these 3 cards here.
Have these 3 cards.
I can shuffle it, and each one of us can pull it.
But before we do that though, Sean, I'm going to ask you, I mean, apart from that, are there any other rules besides just the penalties and the prompts?
No, there are no other rules besides the penalties and the prompts. You know, we put it in your hands, so you will be able to choose what the penalty can be. Depends on how the gameplay goes.
Careful what you're saying, putting things in people's hands in this particular game is
we put it in your hands.
Yeah, we
so
did.
So let's shuffle these cards. All right.
One for you, one for me. One for
All right, who's going to go first?
Ladies I think first? As a host, no.
You think as a host?
Yes, you should go first.
Liability. All right, what are we going to do? What is this game? Dirty talk in Elmo's voice. 2 seconds. Could you dirty talk? You should. Dirty talk in Elmo's voice for 30. I don't even know how y'all came up with this, but that is hilarious. What did you get?
I got. You must lick from the lower back to the earlobe of the person who is directly in front of you.
This is a group game?
This is funny enough, it started off as a couples game.
Really?
It started off as a couples game, and because I really and truly, during my counseling and education, I really and truly wanted to be able for persons to come together and discuss, like,
discussing voice.
Yeah, how they can make their relationship spicier, or even if they lost it, how they get it back. A lot of persons are very ashamed. And it's crazy to me because if you have been together for 5, 6, even a year, you should be able to discuss things openly with your partner without feeling any type of shame or guilt, or, you know, there should be open communication. And when it comes to the topic of sex, it's so taboo. People tend to feel this, they draw into a shell as soon as anything of the topic comes up.
But that's more so the elder. I'm going to continue that. I want to know what Sean has on his card.
Oh. Smell both armpits of the person next to you.
No
wonder,
no wonder my colleagues at the news the headline of the article was Fun Fantasies and Fetishes.
Yes. And these cards were created with extensive research.
All right, so tell me more about this research, because you all are both business partners in this, so I want to know more about each other's role. Sean, tell me about your role in this, you know, creating this card game.
Okay. My role is more of the logistics person. I deal more with numbers and the pricing and everything that deals with the game. I also assist with her, like we created all of the questions as well. In combination with a lot of research, it was long nights, editing. That was mine. That was mine.
Yeah.
But it was long hours editing, re-editing, even changing the language because we used the local lingo at first.
Oh, right, yeah.
But then we realized that most people wouldn't know like our local twang. So therefore we kind of edited again to get it out there.
Because this is not just, it's a local game, but not just
But
for the
it's not
local
just for the
market.
local, yes.
And one of the key points that you spoke about just now in creating this game, you said during your days as counselling, and how does your role of counselling actually come into play here? No pun intended.
So pretty much, because it was an observation, as I mentioned earlier, with how persons didn't know how to connect on this level. But ironically, they can't connect when they're together longer. When they now meet each other, anything goes. I just didn't understand it because they would talk about how spicy and how fun it was. I guess it's a novelty too of being in something new. But then they get so accustomed to each other, and then I guess during that time period, they would have encountered situations within their relationship that sort of held you back. So you may have expressed something to your partner, and they may have made a little face, or it's learned behavior. I believe it is learned behavior to save self-preservation, for lack of better words, in terms of not feeling ashamed or guilty for what you may want.
Well, that's the thing. You said the novelty of it, because I don't know why it seems as though as people get deeper and deeper into a relationship, or as they get older and older, it seems as though intimacy becomes something a bit taboo. You know, so this game is not only for fun, but it sort of addresses those issues as well.
Yes, yes, it does. It opens you up to like being able. The risky talk is just me trying to pull that out of you, because I'm sure somewhere along the line there was that in your relationship, but now it's not like, it's just a chore now to be intimate with your partner. You know, taking into consideration the different issues outside of intimacy you may have within the household between a partner, but communication is where it starts. And Freud said something about the way you deal with sexual matters translates. It's not rude.
Don't worry,
but
Freud said a lot of things.
He said a lot of things, but he said the way you deal with sexual matters translates into your other aspects of life. Because if you're confident enough to say and do certain things during the act of sex, when you go, you feel a level of confidence. You could think for yourself, when you had a really good night, the night before, the morning, you get up refreshed and you're ready to take on your day. You understand? So that's what this was really about.
It's good exercise too, by the way, and good stress reliever. But yes. Anyway, I'm more about the questions. So you said it took a long time coming up with these questions. You know, a lot of hours of editing. But I'm curious to know. I mean, as business partners, coming up with these questions, though, is it just random things? You said you did a lot of research as well.
It's not random.
No, it's not random.
At all.
Definitely not random.
In all honesty, I would say like 20, if we put a number on it, 20% was what we knew from our own personal, own personal experience on our friends. But most of the game was we had to watch adult movies, from beginning to end. You know, people just switch to skip to the good part.
What we do in the name of research. Yeah.
From beginning to end, we had to listen to what they were saying. It had something inside of it. One person was asking, the actress was asking the actor, she wanted to do something to him, and he was so eager. I'm like, you have no way this real. There is no way people want this in real life, but we put it in the game. We got two answers. We don't know.
So
but even Reddit,
So you kind of pushing the limits and boundaries a bit as well.
Yeah. So we looked at Reddit because Reddit has more other person's experiences, and Quora. We did Cosmopolitan research, those magazines, and it was a whole lot of things and we actually learned, like in terms of the fetishes and BDSM. The thing is, we try to put something inside of there for everybody.
I wonder how many people actually know what a fetish is, or if people actually have figured out what it is.
Yeah, that's interesting, you know.
You know,
But there are so many different variations.
exactly, exactly. But as you said, the conversation is taboo. Like, as I mentioned at the beginning of the interview, I was sitting down with Naomi yesterday. Naomi, you know, spoke to you guys yesterday, and we were kind of wondering, is this something? Is it risky to do at 6:30 in the morning? Is this something that's, you know, that really should we should? I said, why not? You know, what's the harm in having an open conversation? We're all adults, you know.
Actually, that's how we looked at making this game, huh? Because in the beginning, it was very safe.
Yeah.
It was very, very safe. And then the more we played it, it's like, you know what? Some people would like it, some people would not.
Yeah.
Because I have two friends. One believes it's not risky enough. One believes it's too much.
Really?
Yeah, and if we were to sit and think, you know, we should find a middle, no, we would still be creating it.
You could never find a middle ground.
You could never find a middle ground. You say, you know what?
But what sets this game, I mean, overall, as I said, we have a lot of drinking games. I think the majority of games I know are drinking games, local games.
Yeah.
But what really sets this apart from other locally produced games?
Well, one of the things I would say is that it allows you to discover things within yourself. Like, there are a lot of questions that you may have inside that you wouldn't be able to say, but as it's on the card, you're able to say it. You know, it's able to express yourself better. So it could actually help couples in that way.
So you think after playing this game that people may become more open?
Yes, definitely, definitely.
Okay, interesting. Now, in respect to the target audience, you guys keep saying couples.
Yeah.
Is that the specific target audience of this game?
No.
It started.
He said no immediately.
Yeah, because it started out as couples. That's where it started. But the more we did the testing, and it's like, in my mind, I was like couples, intimate groups, and that was in my mind. But then when, not him though, he was, yeah, he was from the initial stage was like, no. But the more people played it, the more it's like, I believe because we were an audience with a couple or they wouldn't express themselves that way. But in the groups, a lot of them didn't care.
Yeah.
They actually, I was surprised, the first time it happened in a group where people played the game and actually did what was on the card, I was flabbergasted.
Because it was more in public, it wasn't private.
So, and people just
did it.
Well, we trees were.
Yeah, and they weren't even drinking that much, so I can't blame it on the alcohol.
I wonder how many people could talk like Elmo for 30, talk like Elmo for 30 seconds without having a few beers or something in their head.
Yeah.
I probably would be shocked. I don't know about what's in there. Sean, about the logistics though, because one of the things that in reading more about what we could do, it spoke about the printing and the packaging of the game itself. So was that something that you found challenging initially, or, you know, locally has it been smooth?
Locally it hasn't been smooth because we haven't been able to find like a proper printer that has given us the quality that we needed to get. Like it was a bit challenging because we experienced different printers. And we had to keep on moving to find the best fit for the game.
So that was constant expense as well?
Yes.
Initially, yes.
Yes.
And that, fortunately, has been sorted out now.
We had to outsource to China.
Oh, so you had to outsource?
We ended up having to outsource to China.
Yeah, we had no choice there.
Yeah, because locally, we would go, okay, we want to create this game. And they would ask you what type of paper you want, if you wanted matte, if you wanted a gloss. They'll ask you so many different things. And me even stepping into the realm of even saying I want to do this. I don't know anything about what paper a card game would need to be on, the weight of it. Now I can open a whole printry. And we could actually print people's stuff because now
that may be a feature.
Because locally we had to figure out, okay, if we're going to the printer, they may ask this, they may ask that. You know, every time you go to one person, you have to move to the next. You have learned. So now we know what we have to ask to the next person. And it was like too much. And I'm like, you know what? He was like, let's try it out. Because I really, 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 we really wanted it to be a local game.
No, you guys, I mean, in all fairness, you guys tried.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys really tried.
But he was like, Casella, it's better we just try somewhere else.
Yeah.
And I tried, I think,
The company in the US,
we tried US companies. We tried a Colombian company, and even that was expensive. China, best bet. And the communication with the Chinese, they were making sure, like, okay, they really guided us.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, they really, really guided us. And even with the, when we were doing the sample, she sent different qualities.
Really?
Yeah, in one box, so we could have seen what the cards would look like, matte, a different
Gloss.
color, gloss, different texture. They were so helpful. And even bringing in with customs, it wasn't difficult.
No, you know, I'm glad you've actually raised this. I'm glad you highlighted it because you've produced a local game. It's for the local market, looking for the international markets as well. But I'm glad you raised this because it shows areas that we need to improve on, but it also shows opportunities.
Yes.
You know, and I think, Sean, I think you just mentioned, I think we're going to open a print very soon.
Yeah, we can, like, really and truly, because it really is lacking the customer service. Up to today, I am still waiting on a quote for something else we're working on from last year. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, from a local company.
November the 28th, I sent out the email. They told me that I'll get it within 2 days. The initial quote I got within a month, and it still didn't have every single thing. I messaged them back and said, no, it's used. Said we'll get so and so. I'm still waiting on it.
What we go do, boy?
What we go do?
What we go do? Wow. No, but again, I'm glad that you're highlighting it. These are inefficiencies that need, but they're opportunities as well.
Yes.
So kudos to you if you open that very soon.
Yeah.
So, any other games in the making by you guys?
Yes, definitely. We have
yes,
another
but
game.
the next one would be a drinking game.
Okay.
But not the initial.
You play that first and then you play this game.
And that's it. The next one would be more of a trivia game.
Oh.
And it's not where you sort of punishing the next team.
You're punishing
the next team. I'm not going to divulge too much about it, but you better get your answers correct. That's all I can say. Get your answers correct.
Well, you said you better do these because you don't want to take up a penalty.
No, you don't. You definitely
Oh, jeez.
Although you can get away.
Yeah, we have no penalties.
You have no penalties.
Yes.
Okay. Probably we have to come up with some penalties.
Yeah.
But when you guys come up with that trivia game as well, you have to come back because we can't necessarily play this game on air.
Yeah.
All right, but we definitely have to
trivia
try that
game.
trivia
Yes,
game
for sure.
on air. Well, congratulations, guys.
Thank you very much.
Well done. I think this is absolutely fantastic, and thank you for coming this morning.
Thank you for
speaking
having
so
us.
openly about it.
Yeah.
What we
At
go do?
6:30 in the morning.
At
it's fine.
6:30 in the morning.
What we go do?
Oh, exactly. You know, 24 hours. Why not? What we go do? Right? Guys, where can people get this game?
Right now, sales will be beginning at the end of the week.
Okay.
Yeah, we have not officially started selling as yet. We attended TIC over the weekend, and there were some people who were interested, so they were leaving the country though.
So we made exceptions.
Yeah, for them. But officially, from the end of the week, it will go on sale. You can get us on our Instagram at What We Go Do Game, same spelling, game at the end.
Yeah.
You can get it on Instagram. Send us a DM, and we'll get it to you.
Yeah.
Excellent. Wow. Well, I'm kind of wondering if I should do that. I have link, I have contact now. We're friends, right? Sean, Crystal, thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you very
And all
much.
the very best. I'm looking forward
Thank
to the
you.
next game.
Yes, thank you.
Definitely.
Ladies and gentlemen, we take a break here on AM Prime. We will return shortly. Totally Local continues.
Seven is out, all day is in. WESN News on the hour. Every day, we communicate through stories. Stories of ourselves, our challenges, our goals, our experiences, and our aspirations. Storytelling is an art that we have mastered. WESN Film Studios comprises a collaborative team of experts with extensive industry experience locally, regionally, and internationally. The ability of your business to successfully communicate with your preferred audience depends on the strength of the stories you tell. Your vision should be communicated in a high-quality, professional, and creative way. From concept to post-production, advertising to film, multi-camera productions, live events, streaming, and virtual conferencing, we are WESN Film Studio. Let your own unique voice be heard and your vision realized. Call us today at 628-5835 for your next production.
Join me, Dr. Nalini Kokram, on What's Up Doc, where we discuss all your burning questions concerning health.
Trinidad and Tobago is among one of the highest risk group of patients that develop this form of genetic breast cancer.
What I'd like to take home from a short interview like this, screening. You must screen.
Because it's silent.
It's silent.
Yeah.
And because it's silent, you don't know it's there.
What's Up Doc, every Tuesday and Thursday on WESN, Content Capital.
This is 10 Questions. I'm Andy Johnson. The distance from where we should be in the world in going forward on our commitments with climate change.
The effects of climate change that cannot be accounted for, it's called loss and damage. And we're seeing loss and damage happening so much more in this decade and the previous decade.
The principal term there was this question of the correspondent banking issues.
That is why we're trying to build capacity with this country here, Trinidad and Tobago, and other countries in the region. Man is not showing any signs of stopping or even slowing down. More than half of the forest in Trinidad is already gone.
All the plants and all the animals and all of the nice clean water and fresh air and everything had to be on this planet for humanity to have a chance.
We have small change when it comes to countries that can take decisions, and when they speak, the world listens.
The General Assembly is a very democratic forum. And Trinidad and Tobago has the same vote as Canada, in spite of the obvious difference in size.
Every word, every line, every paragraph depicts a real moment in someone's life. A father, a sister, a mother, a brother. We at Newsday are dedicated to you, the people, and through independent, unwavering journalism, strive to always bring your stories to life. Because your stories are more than just words. Newsday, independent and credible.
Welcome back to the program, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for being with us this morning. I've thoroughly enjoyed our program thus far, this edition of AM Prime. We've been able to focus a lot on the positives and what TNT really has to offer and the potential that exists within our nation as we continue to support our local artisans and their creations. And in doing so, I'm pleased to welcome my last guest. The story behind their chocolate company, Tonje Chocolates, is quite incredible. It's, it's a bit interesting and intriguing how you take tragedy, but you turn it into something that, brings together some sort of cheer and happiness. We all know that chocolate really is proof that God wants us to be happy. And in doing so, that's exactly what this family has done. I welcome to the program Ms. Carlina Jules Taylor. She's the founder of Tonje Chocolates, and she joins us virtually. Good morning, Ms. Jules Taylor. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Well, let me start by asking, it's a unique name. It's something that is very much new to me, Tonje. What inspired that name?
All right. So Tonje was our second son, and unfortunately in 2017, he passed. He was diagnosed with a medulloblastoma. That's a cancer in the brain. And that's how our chocolates got its name. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to preempt your questions, but after he passed, we started doing chocolates to remember him by, because chocolates was something that he really loved. And it started off as therapeutic, just for us, and it evolved into a business.
But chocolate was something that he very much loved. We all love chocolates. That doesn't mean we're all going to get into the chocolate business. So how is this something? Speak to me more now about the evolution of really the recipe and putting this together into a full-fledged business.
All right. So what happened was, I grew up with my mom doing the traditional cocoa, and the cocoa balls, and one day, while roasting cocoa on the coal pot, because we use the coal pot to roast the cocoa, the aroma of the cocoa roasting just brought back so many memories to my husband and I. And we said, why not do something to remember Tonje with? Because anytime I would announce to the family that, we're having some cocoa tea today, he would chant this little song, cocoa tea, cocoa tea. And so we said, what, why not do something to remember him by? And it started off with the drinking chocolates, and then it just evolved into the chocolate bars, which we have today. The drinking chocolates, the chocolate bars, and now Tonje coffee as well.
Oh, you do coffee as well?
Yes.
Wow. You see, the thing is that a lot of us have become so accustomed to the commercialized chocolate drinking, powder drinking mix, and we forget about our cocoa tea. It's not just TNT to around the Caribbean, but cocoa tea is something that is exceptional as compared to what you can get on the supermarket. But isn't it quite amazing how just the smell of something or even the taste of something floods your mind with memories?
And I'm happy that you mentioned that, because even now what we do as well is offer a roasting experience where persons would come in and we give them that Tonje experience. So they would come and they would spend about 2.5 hours with us, and we would roast cocoa, roast coffee, have some drinking chocolates, do chocolate tasting. And it's interesting because the cocoa roasting, especially over open fire, you need to engage all your 5 senses. And it's amazing. If you look us up on Google, you will see all the reviews where persons find that it was so therapeutic. So it was therapeutic for us, and now it can be therapeutic for anyone else who wants to experience something like that, it generates conversation, healing. And this journey has been a journey of healing for Maddie and I.
You keep using this term therapeutic. You keep saying that it's healing. Do you think that, though I'm focusing more so on chocolate, the story, the inspiration behind this particular company, do you think that chocolate could ever really, that sweetness take away, all that you guys have faced?
Yeah, well, you see, when you roast the cocoa, right? And the actual engaging of the hands and the shelling the cocoa. So we do the cocoa roasting and the shelling. When you engage the hands, while the hands are engaged and you're in the company of persons, you get to speak, and it's not a forced conversation. You get to just, speak from the heart. And with that, culminating with the tasting of the chocolate, it leaves a soothing feeling, and you feel like, like almost like an exhale. And the best thing I could tell you is when you visit us in Tobago, you need to check us out and you try it. And no matter it's not that your situation is going to disappear, but for a moment to get a sense of relief and release, and it helps along the process. So it's not about just grabbing a bar of chocolate and eating. It's the whole experience itself brings that level of relief.
Chocolate is more than just a dessert, isn't it?
Yes, it must be savored.
Indeed, indeed. So you also said you do coffee as well. How did you guys get into coffee?
Well, chocolates feel lovely with coffee, and I think it's in the Caribbean, we have such a rich history and culture, and traditionally, persons would not buy really the commercial coffees, maybe in the 40s, the 50s, and so on, even getting closer to our time. What will happen, perhaps most of the Caribbean, the families will have some kind of background in agriculture. And so the local coffee used to be an everyday occurrence at home. And where you have cocoa, you also have coffee. And Trinidad has some, especially Trinidad, right, have some wonderful varieties of coffee that, I don't know, maybe we don't know much about it, or it's untapped. It's an untapped resource. And I think if you learn how to treat those beans, because we have different varieties, especially in the Robusta, if you learn how to treat those beans, they pair lovely with chocolate and even on their own.
And I'm glad that you're speaking more so about what we have locally. You're really speaking about that. All your raw materials are sourced locally?
Yes, so my coffee comes from Trinidad, but my cocoa comes from Tobago. And we paired the 70% dark chocolate with the guava. So we also have a chocolate with the guava in there. Let me see if I could probably highlight this one for you to see.
Wow.
Yes, so this is a 70% dark with guava in there.
Now I love guava, so you caught me there immediately.
Yes. It's amazing because our local fruits, think of it this way. In the Caribbean and the tropics, the chocolate would pair with fruits that grow indigenous to the areas in which they grow. And we sometimes think of chocolates with cranberries, chocolate with other foreign fruits and nuts. They pair well with them too. But what about our local fruits? We need to explore these areas, and guava pairs lovely with chocolate. So we made a guava pâté de fruits, which is like a guava cheese, and it's an inclusion in the chocolate after we mold the chocolates.
So what other varieties do you have of your chocolate?
All right. Then we have a milk chocolate, which is not a milk chocolate. It is actually a coconut milk chocolate.
Oh.
Yes. Coconut milk. So we don't use milk. So if you want that taste of milk chocolate, you don't want it too dark, and because you love milk chocolate, and either you are probably intolerant of milk or you're vegan, the coconut milk chocolate is ideal.
The thing is for me is that I'm in studio and I have something to look forward to when I come to Tobago, but I want to try these chocolates now. So, but where do you sell these chocolates? Is it just available from your home in Tobago, or is it distributed throughout TNT?
Okay, so in Tobago, you could purchase our bars at RT Morset Supermarket, Gourmet Foods, that is in Bukumong Pleasant. You could also purchase on the airport at Gone Bananas. But we recently coming from TIC. We are hoping that we will be featured in select stores in Trinidad as well. So part of the reason for participating in TIC was to make these connections and hopefully have our chocolate and coffee featured in Trinidad. We've had many wonderful reviews on both the chocolates and the coffee, so we are waiting with our fingers crossed.
Mm. Well, I'm actually looking up online now, and I'm seeing it online. It's at Being Estate Villas. That's it in Plymouth, Tobago.
Yes, so we did collabs with Being Estate Villas in the past, and we always work with them, and they enjoy our chocolates there. And when their visitors come in, they offer a chocolate, the same roasting experience, the Tonje chocolate experience. So yes, so Villa Bean is one of our true supporters.
Are there any varieties of coffee that you offer, different roasts of coffee that you offer?
No, we only do the natural, for the time, we only do the natural coffee. So we have the whole bean coffee and the ground coffee.
Okay.
And once coffee is treated the way in which it must be treated, you don't need to add too many flavorings to it to mask anything. The coffee shines all on its own. I hope you understand what I am saying. Although you could have flavors and varieties, but when you get a good cup of coffee in the morning, well, I'm a coffee lover. I drink coffee every morning, right? And I just rest on my enamel cup right here. You know,
yeah,
I just had coffee. Yes, you don't really have to add too much to it. It can be enjoyed straight, black, or if just a little tip of sugar or milk if you like. But for me, black, no sugar.
Well, the thing is, you're teaching me a lot more. It's more than just a cup of coffee or a bar of chocolate. There's an art form to it. But before we leave each other this morning, and again, thank you very much for coming on, not only sharing your story, but you know the thought behind it and the science behind it as well. Just to recap, it's a milk chocolate bar. You use coconut milk.
Yes, no dairy.
No dairy milk, yeah.
I'm not sure if you could see clearly.
Yeah, we got that on the screen, yeah. Wow, the packaging in itself is beautiful.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so it's a milk chocolate bar without any milk. So it's a coconut milk chocolate bar. You know, sometimes you crave, I would like to have a milk chocolate, but I can't tolerate milk anymore, or I'm vegan. All our products are vegan. We use no preservatives, no additives, no tree nuts. So we cater for persons with intolerances.
But and then you've got the guava combination as well. You got the guava and chocolate mix. Are there any other mixes?
Yes, we have some flavors coming up, but it's a secret for now.
Oh,
So when
really?
we launch when we launch them, we will definitely let you know. So we have a lineup that we are always experimenting, you know, Randy and I, we are always experimenting, trying out new things. And this entire thing was a learning process because when we started out, we did not know how to make chocolate bars, but we learn and we grow and we develop and we try and, you know,
This is by
you
trial
might
and error, really.
be successful, yes, initially, but you try and you never give up, yes.
Indeed. Well, I want to thank you very much for joining us. Like I said, when I come across to Tobago, I think we've actually got some more pictures to share with you on screen at this point. And this is the roasting, of course.
Yes, this is a roasting experience where one of the tourists would come and I don't do the roasting for them. I let them roast their beans for themselves and I just guide them through the process. I guide them through the process where they roast the beans and that kind of thing, yes.
But this is the thing, when I come across to Tobago, and I love Tobago, I don't know, Tobago has a special place in my heart. I have something to add to that list to visit you guys in Plymouth to have that experience. And when you guys, when you're back in Trinidad, please come and visit us and definitely walk with some chocolate.
Yes, I will, definitely.
But Miss Carlina Jules Taylor, I mean, a story born from tragedy but turned into therapy. You know, chocolate really brings together everyone. As I said, it's God's proof that He wants us to be happy. But the sweet memories associated with the smell, with the taste, really, thank you very much. And as we close this interview this morning, just tell people a bit more, because I think we've got some more images to share with them on the screen now. But as they're doing that, you can just tell people how they can get in contact with you or where they can purchase your products.
Okay, so they could call me on my cell phone, 331-9180, 331-9180, or they could send us an email, or they could purchase at the above named supermarkets, and hopefully soon we'll be available in Trinidad. So it's at RT Morset Market, where that's a drinking chocolate there. They could have the drinking chocolate, they could get their coffee, and they could also get their bars when they're in Tobago. All right, and our email is dastyles, STYLES, limited, LIMITED, @gmail.com. So you had some older pics that you were displaying, but our new packaging is the ones that I showed you. So we phased out.
You can just hold it up one more time for people to see.
All right, so let me show you the coconut milk.
That one, that and the guava, definitely.
The guava.
Yeah, indeed.
And we also have the dark.
Wonderful.
The 65% dark.
Well, Miss Jules Taylor, thank you very much for joining us on the program this morning. All the very best to you and your family. And I hope to see you soon, whether it be in Tobago or here in Trinidad.
Yes.
All the best.
Thank you, and all the best.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, you can also visit Tangier Chocolates online. You can just Google them and all the information pops up. It's amazing what the internet allows for. But there is one, as you know, as you do your search, one of the links, the very top links, one of the top 3 actually gives you an entire map of how to get to the estate. Or you can just contact them and reach out to them for that cocoa roasting experience. But the coconut milk chocolates and the guava milk, guava chocolate. I've got it all stuck in my head. I'm bonkers for chocolate right now. I need to go get some. But ladies and gentlemen, indeed, thank you very much once more to Miss Carlina Jules Taylor for joining us on the program. And that's it. that's it for this edition of the program. Totally local this morning. I want to thank everyone who made the effort to come up bright and early, starting with Bamboo Bash TT and their calabash and bamboo lamps. Ladies and gentlemen, please visit them online or go to the Synchrology store on Cipriani Boulevard. You can check them out. They've got 49 local artisans and crafters there. Right here, a pop-up shop is there, or you can usually visit them at any pop-up market throughout the year, but Synchrology is there on Cipriani Boulevard. Thank you very much to the founders, the creators of What We Go Do. Check them out on Instagram, ladies and gentlemen. We couldn't give you all the cards this morning, but if you get the opportunity to read that, you just need to go on Instagram. It's a hell of a game to play indeed. And of course, we ended it in the sweetest way possible with Tangier chocolates. I'm Keaton Shaw. Continue to support local, continue to support our artisans. We have it here in TNT. We're full of craft and creativity, and the opportunities are immense. I love sweet TNT, and though we may be down and damp at times, I know it's difficult. Believe me, I sit in this position. There's still a lot of sweetness here. There's still a lot of love here. Let's spread it. Let's share it. I'm Keaton Shaw. This has been AM Prime on WESN, and we'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye.